Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I'm really excited today to be able to share with you the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. This is one of their new releases for 2018, and in my video when I went to Creativation I was able to show you this on the demo of the other products they were coming out with. So I went to my local scrapbook store today, asked if they had it in, and they did, so here it is. So I've been playing behind the scenes. And let's see if I can zoom in here and show you what to expect with this. Okay, so there is a scoring tool here. It's very tiny. If you look on the scoreboard, it tells you right here the card size. So you have to figure out what size of a card you're going to make. If you're going to make a 1" by 1" card, then your paper for the envelope should be 2 by 2, and your first score line is on number 1. So that's the system, and there are 18 different card sizes that you can make. So it's based on the card size that you want to make. It goes all the way from 1 by 1 to 4 by 4. Okay, so let's come down here, focus a little bit. This is the 1 by 1, and this is the 4 by 4. So you can see what a difference that is. So these are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6 sizes in there. I didn't make them all. I made the smallest 6 and the largest one, so you can get a feel for that. So even if you don't have the regular envelope punch board, you can get pretty large on this with a 4" card. So I did put cards in each one of these so we could see, and obviously I think we're all in love with this little 1" guy. So let's look at this and play around. And let me put these cuties aside for a minute. The nice thing is, for most of these, you can use your 6" paper pads. And the beauty of that is then you have tinier prints instead of the large jumbo prints. You know, when you get a 12" paper pad, the prints are a little large. So if you can get the 6" pad, you're doing really well. Let's do the 1" card size. So for 1" square, I want to make an envelope to go with that. So I need a 2 by 2 piece of paper. So let's take this in here and measure the 2 inches by 2 inches. I was holding this down. I was wondering why my paper wasn't moving. Oh well. Okay, 2 by 2. And now it says to score it on line 1. And line 1 is written up here in gold. So let me see if I can get a little closer here so you can see what's going on. I'll try not to move this once I get going. So you put it on the 1, punch it, then using their little bone folder, you put it in the little notch up here, and you're heading for this little score groove right there. Then you want to rotate it so that that first score line you have, I'm bending it so you can see, the first score line is lined up with this little thing here. And so, I don't know if I can, because this is a pattern paper, it's very hard to see. But what I'm trying to do is get that, the score line is really wide because this is a pretty wide tool for this. So I'm putting this kind of right touching the top of that score line, if that makes sense. There we go. So that's how you want to line that up and then score it. Oops, did I punch? Punch and score. Score. Rotate it, line it up with that little line there. Punch and score. And you just go all the way around your card, your piece of paper for your envelope, doing the same thing, punch and score. It's just, it operates exactly like the bigger one does. And I think I want this to be the front. I got a little cattywampus, not too bad. And if you want to round your envelope flap, there's a little notch right up here for that. So get your little fine line glue. It actually looks more cattywampus than it is because of the, that I used diagonal paper. If you don't use diagonal paper, it'll look straighter. Oops, I got glue on that tip, and that tip is not, yeah, that's what I thought. It is cattywampus. So, there we go. So that's the littlest tiny envelope, and it holds a 1" card. So definitely I could do better with that, but I kind of lost track. The pattern was difficult to see my score lines on it. So let's do a bigger one now, and let's see, the piece of paper I cut was 2", so that means I have a 4" piece of paper left. What's the biggest envelope I can make with a 4" piece of paper? Would be this one, 3 3/4. So let's get 3 3/4 out of this. 3, and that will use up this paper effectively. I'm going to turn it over and do it this way so that I can see my score line a little better. So for a 3 3/4 one, this will be for a card that's 2 by 2.5, and I'm going to score it. The first score line is on 2 1/8. Just remember that when you're doing this, okay, I can see it right there. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that it's only the very first score line that is lined up with that. From then on, all of them get lined up with this little mark there. Oh, this is so much easier to see now that I'm not looking through all those striped lines. And let's see if I'm still on camera. Yes, I am. So this is going to be more of a rectangular card, envelope, excuse me. Did I punch that? In case I didn't. Okay, so I'm still going to fold it in this way though. I like the stripes on the outside. I just didn't like looking at those stripes when I was trying to see and I still messed up a little bit. It's still not quite, oh, I know what happened. I didn't punch that. That's what happened. I missed one of the punches. Like something is wrong there. There we go. When you have this up there, I like to cut that off. I don't like that little triangle on mine, so I snip that off. I think it has a much more polished look to it. And then just line the sides and not the tip of this, or you will shut the envelope. There we go. And I do want to round the corner there. I find that it's a lot easier to use the Scotch Quick Dry here to make envelopes because I do want them to dry quickly. So you can see this compared to the first one I made, but I got 2 of these out of my 6-inch piece of paper, and I still have this left, which these could be the cards inside one of the other envelopes. So if you have ever worked with an envelope punch board, you will find this very easy to figure out. I love it. It is so adorable, so easy. I do have a video on how to make a mini envelope, a micro envelope without a punch board, and I will give you the link to that below. But this is a fun tool to have. It's very darling. Some people find this too difficult to hold on to. I don't have any problem with it, but it does score a very wide score. But if it were any sharper, then it would probably cut through the paper, and you don't want that. So the fact that it's kind of rounded makes it easier. It just makes for a really wide score line, and then when you're trying to line that score line up with this, you're not really sure whether to put this at the top of the score line, the bottom of the score line, under the score line. I have been putting it above the score line. So like if this was the wide score line, I would put it in there like that with that in the very top of it. So I hope that helps. That was a very, very fun new tool, and it retailed here for $15, and that should be what it is everywhere, I suppose. And this size here, it would be perfect for making planner clips. You know, put this on your paper clip. Also, if you make a tag, you can make, put these on your tag like this, 3 of them on a tag. You can make cards out of these and make this on the card with a card in the envelope on the card. Just so many, so many decorative possibilities. But just adorable. 2 thumbs up from me. Thank you for watching.